10 years ago, in March 8, 2014, a major news event captured the world's attention. A flight that was supposed to go from Malaysia to China went missing. The flight had 227 passengers and 12 crew members. How could a plane of this size disappear so easily? The flight had to be 6 hours long. The first 30 minutes of the flight were normal. The aircraft reached its peak altitude, so they can cruise the rest of the night through the airspace. But then 30 minutes after, at 1:19 a.m., the last message was received from the aircraft.
370 contact. Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
The crew consisted of 12 members, including 2 pilots and 10 cabin crew, all of whom were Malaysian citizens. The pilot in command was 53-year-old Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah from Penang. He joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet pilot in 1981. The co-pilot was 27-year-old First Officer Fariq Abdul Hamid. He joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet pilot in 2007. After the last message, someone managed to switch off the airplane's communication devices. It was thought that maybe this was a hijack, but quickly the allegation was dismissed because every single person on that plane was checked, and they were clean as a sheet of paper. The release of the cockpit audio added another layer of intrigue to the mystery. The recording, which included exchanges between the pilots and air traffic control, revealed nothing unusual. The tone of the pilots was calm, and there were no signs of distress or urgency. The audio provided no clues as to what could have happened next, leaving investigators and the public baffled. The disappearance of MH370 sparked countless theories, ranging from the plausible to the bizarre. Some believe that the plane was deliberately flown off course by one of the pilots, possibly as a result of a suicide mission. Others suggest that a catastrophic mechanical failure caused the plane to depressurize, leading to the loss of consciousness of everyone on board, with the plane continuing on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. There are also theories that involve more outlandish ideas, such as the plane being taken over by remote control or even abducted by aliens. While these theories often capture the public's imagination, they lack any credible evidence and are generally dismissed by experts. One of the initial theories was that the plane had been hijacked. The possibility of terrorism was considered, especially in the wake of the September 11th attacks, where aircraft were used as weapons. However, this theory was quickly dismissed. Every single person on the plane, including passengers and crew, was thoroughly checked by authorities. Background checks, interviews with family and friends, and scrutiny of travel records revealed nothing suspicious. The passengers were an international mix, with the majority being Chinese nationals, and none had any known ties to terrorist organizations. Yet the idea of a hijacking persisted in the public imagination. Some speculated that the hijackers might have had a specific demand or goal that was never revealed, or that the plane was diverted to a remote location. Despite extensive investigations, no evidence of hijacking ever surfaced, leaving the theory unproven. With the possibility of hijacking ruled out, attention turned to the plane's final known location. According to satellite data, it was believed that the plane continued flying for several hours after losing contact, eventually heading south over the Indian Ocean. This remote and vast body of water, with depths reaching several thousand meters, posed an enormous challenge for search teams. Despite this, search efforts commenced in the southern Indian Ocean. The area where the plane was believed to have crashed was scoured extensively using sonar equipment, deep-sea submersibles, and even satellite imagery. However, the vastness of the ocean, coupled with treacherous weather conditions and the depths involved, made the search incredibly difficult. Weeks turned into months and months into years with no trace of the plane found. The families of the passengers, particularly those from China, were left in a state of limbo. The lack of closure, the unanswered questions, and the emotional toll were unbearable. These families continued to pressure the Malaysian government to renew the search, and in response, Malaysia did consider restarting search operations. However, the logistical challenges, combined with the cost of such a search, meant that progress was slow. Breakthrough came on July 30th, 2015, when a broken part of a plane wing washed up on the French island of Réunion in the West Indian Ocean. The discovery reignited hope and speculation. Could this be a piece of the missing MH370? The wing fragment, known as a flaperon, was brought to the DGATA aeronautical testing site near Toulouse, France, for analysis. Air safety investigators, including one from Boeing, were called in to examine the flaperon. After several weeks of meticulous examination, the component was indeed identified as part of a Boeing 777, the same model as the missing Flight 370. The flaperon, which is located on the trailing edge of the wing, was a critical piece of evidence. Since Flight 370 was the only missing Boeing 777 at the time, many were convinced that this was a piece of the ill-fated jet. The discovery of the flaperon raised more questions than it answered. How did the flaperon end up on Reunion Island, thousands of kilometers away from the suspected crash site? The currents of the Indian Ocean are complex and powerful, capable of carrying debris vast distances. This realization led to the possibility that other parts of the plane could have drifted even further, making the search area even more expansive. Despite the flaperon's discovery, the main wreckage of MH370 remained elusive. The search area was adjusted based on drift analysis, which attempted to trace the flaperon's journey back to its origin. However, the ocean is a dynamic and unpredictable environment, and no other significant pieces of the aircraft were found in the immediate aftermath. Over the years, the search has been called off and restarted several times. Each new lead, each new piece of debris has brought fresh hope, only to be dashed by the continued lack of definitive answers. The families of the passengers have remained vocal, advocating for the search to continue until the plane is found and the mystery is solved.